Alex here with a high conflict child custody video on fighting makes it worse. This came to me when somebody told me that they'd gone to court and they won. Whatever issue it was, I can't remember now. It was probably child custody designation, or maybe it was just child support. They went to court, they won, and their ex got worse. I was going to do a really long video on this to try to explain what a high conflict child custody ex is thinking and why that basically means it's going to get worse before it gets better. When you fight for your rights, it's going to get worse. When you win, it's going to get way worse. And I was going to spend a lot of time explaining. I was going to try and go into their head and kind of talk about why it happens, but I decided that that's going to make the video get into a crazy video. It's going to have all kinds of crazy theories in it, and I don't need to get into that. What I need to get everyone here to understand is you can use that. And you can use that to win more. And that's exactly what I did in my own case. When I got joint physical custody, my ex got way worse. She was livid. She could not accept the fact that I got joint physical custody. She got way worse in my case. And what did I do? I took all of the things that she had done that were way worse, all of her conduct, and brought it back to court, and I used that to curtail her rights even more. She lost joint physical custody, and now I had primary physical custody because I brought to the court the things that she was doing after I got joint custody that were even more insane than the things that she was doing before. How did she respond to losing custody? She got worse again. Much, much worse. Much worse than before. What did I do? Did I complain? No. I just made another big giant list of all the things that she was doing that were worse. Brought her back to court a third time. Now she lost legal custody. Her in-person visitation was suspended, and there was something else that I did. She lost legal custody. In-person visitation was suspended, and there was something else. I can't remember now. But anyway, her rights were curtailed even further. And then after that, she got worse again. And what happened after that? I terminated her parental rights. So the solution is what matters here. I'm not going to get into the psychology of why it is that they're doing what they're doing. I'm not going to get into the whole, well, if your ex is holding your kids hostage and they're going to hurt your kids more, then you should just let them have what they want, because that actually doesn't lead to a happy ending. In the end, it doesn't. I've talked about it in enough videos. I'm not going to bring it up again. The long game that the opponent is playing in a high conflict child custody case is not a happy, thank you for letting me abuse the kids, now you can have them back when they're 18 situation. That doesn't happen. The lives of the children are stolen from them, and they can often take decades to recover if they ever recover. It's not a happy ending. You have to fight for your rights. You have to fight for your kids' welfare and their well-being. And what you have to do when your ex gets worse is take him back to court again. This is the way high conflict cases go. If it's not a high conflict case, it's not going to go this way. If it is a high conflict case, it's very certainly going to go this way if you have the wherewithal and the intestinal fortitude to continue to go back to court over and over until their rights have basically been extinguished. And it's not your fault. They're the ones that are getting crazier and crazier every time they lose. Rather, a normal person will think rationally, take a step back, recognize their shortcomings, and adjust. A high conflict child custody ex, especially a personality disordered one, will get angry and want revenge. And you just have to plan for it. So when you go to court with a high conflict ex and you get joint physical custody, plan for them to get worse. And when they get worse, when they start doing their little childish actions to get revenge, or whatever it is that they need to satisfy their own internal rage, take all that stuff that they've just done and use it against them again. And when you go back to court and you win a second time and they get even worse than they were before, take all of the new things that they've done, take them back to court again. And if they don't stop, keep on doing it until you terminate their parental rights, because that is a red flag that they're a personality disordered abuser. That's just, no normal person that loses custody of their children does worse things than they were doing before. Normal people don't do that. Petty, petulant, infantile people do that. People who don't care about what happens to their kids, people who don't care if their kids suffer, do that. People who care about their kids, it's a wake-up call, and they'll try and figure out what went wrong. They'll take a step back, and they will get better Or, I mean, they're going to get, a normal person is going to get better. They're going to adjust. A high conflict person won't. They're going to want revenge. So that's the solution to the problem. You know, if you're thinking that there's a magical way that you can disarm them and get them to stop, you're dreaming. It's not going to happen. So hopefully this video is helpful to people. If you want to see how I got physical custody and legal custody and suspended my ex's visitation, and how I terminated her parental rights, there's videos already that I've already done on all of those. I'm not going to talk about them again right now in this video. But anyway, if anyone has any experience with this, I would really like to hear about it. If anyone has, and I'm sure people do have experience with this, if anyone won a custody hearing or some kind of issue in court and their opponent got worse, post it in the comments below. Let us know how that happened or how it went, especially if you took their conduct, their much worse conduct, and used it against them a second time. Those are the stories I really want to hear about. People need to see that this works. People need to see that you can go to court, win, your ex get worse, and you can use that against them and go back to court again and win a second time. People need to see that so that it gives people faith. With that, I'll go ahead and end this video.